In this video, I'm going to run you through a really good stretching routine for cyclists. It's really important to stay flexible when you're on the bike. It helps us stay comfortable, it helps us get into a nice, fast aerodynamic position, and it helps us put out more power as well. A lot of people, when they tend to get little niggles on the bike or don't feel comfortable, they go for a bike fit. The bike doesn't change. What does change is the human body. So this routine will help stop that, and it will help you stay more comfortable, more relaxed, and enjoy your bike riding more. Very limited equipment, as with all of my videos. So I've got a little box here. You can use your sofa or something at home. I've got a stretchy or resistance band, and you can use a towel if you are doing this at home and haven't got one of those. And I have got a Swiss ball as well, which we'll be using. Again, you can just use the box if you haven't got a Swiss ball, and I'll show you how we use that equipment as we go through the routine. To start with, we're just on the yoga mat. So we're going to go into the prone position, lying face down. And the first movement we're going to do is into what is called a seal pose. So we're going to push ourselves up. Try and keep your hips on the floor as you do this and stay nice and relaxed. Keep breathing. Really try and get hips down and upper body as high off the ground as you can. Try and get your arms straight and then relax back down. You should just feel that starting to open up the lower back. We're going to go 3 times through that, and again, a nice pause. Really try and push those hips into the floor. Feel a little stretch through your abs. And get that movement into your lower back. From here, we're going to go up into the half kneeling position. I'm going to focus on these hip flexors, and we're just going to slight variation of the normal stretch you might have seen in my other videos. So from there, we're going to push ourselves up into a lunge position, and then we're just going to oscillate forward from there. And again, feeling it out at the top of my left leg. Excuse the dog. And then we're going to swap over, and again into the half kneeling position, and then we're just going to push our knee up and oscillate from there. We're also starting to work the left leg here because we're taking our balance on our left leg. We're really getting a nice stretch into that hip flexor. Hips are really important for cycling. It's where the power comes from, and it's what will enable us to get lower, more aero on the bike. From here, we're going to start to use the band. You can use a solid pole for this one as well, so if you've got like a broom handle or something like that at home. We're just going to go up, straight up with the band, put a little bit of tension on it, keep your arms straight, and then from here, try and keep your hips level as we rotate over, and we're just trying to get a stretch into that lumbar and thoracic, and we're going to feel that quite a lot on our sides. And again, just try and keep breathing throughout, keep the arms nice and straight. We can also do a slight variation of this, which I'll show you in a sec. Obliques are really important again for cycling. Try and keep us nice and solid so our hips aren't moving around too much. The variation of that is we're going to go into all fours, hands slightly forward. We're just going to drop ourselves back and then just move our hands around and really extend out. And again, I can feel that in the same place, so pulling all along my side when I go this way. So you can do both, or you can choose your favorite, whichever one you find is more efficient for you. And I'm just again oscillating forward and back, really feeling that stretch. From here, this is where we're going to go onto the box. You can also do this on your bike, so this is quite a nice during a ride or just before your ride. Again, grab your bike and do the same thing. But from here, we're going to go hands onto the box. I'm going to start quite close to it. We're going to get our legs ever so slightly flexed, and then from there, we're just going to rock backwards, and we should really start to feel that pull down on the hamstring. If you don't, move a little bit further away from the box and really try and keep your knees solid and your core solid. So all that's moving is just that movement backwards. You're moving your shoulders, and we're feeling this coming all the way up the hamstring. And again, we're going to go into the stretch, hold it for a couple of seconds, nice deep breath, and then relax off and go again. So again, if you have the bike with you, just onto your saddle and onto your bars, and just rocking back down and feel that pull on the hamstring. We can also do a variation of this onto the Swiss ball. So this is the first one when we can use either or. And for this, all we're going to do, exactly the same position, slightly flexed, core nice and tight, glutes strong, and then we're just going to roll that ball away from us. And as we roll it further away, we're going to feel the hamstrings start to work. Core's also working to keep our body nice and upright. And again, just repeat through those. Find which one is better for you and stick to it. Further back we rock and the lower we could become with our upper body, the more we're going to start to feel that in the hamstring. From there, we're going to go onto our knees. And this is a nice stretch for the quads, but also for the anterior tibialis and the muscle at the front of the shin. So we're going to rock back, try and let your ankles relax down. And then from there, we're just going to lean backwards onto our ankles. Some people can go all the way back down and lie down. If you can do that, great. If not, push yourself to as far as you feel comfortable going. If you find your ankles aren't quite flexible enough to start with, just rock back onto your heels from there. And you should feel that along the quads and along the front of the shin, probably along the front of the ankle as well. Just get that ankle moving nicely. And same thing, we'll repeat that 3 times. So go into the stretch, hold, relax into it, and then repeat 3 times. Quite nice for the hip flexors as well. From here, we're then going to go back onto the hamstrings. We're going to lie down and we can use our resistance band or we can use your towel if that's what you're using at home. Here we want to wrap the band just around the heel bone and you'll see why in a minute when we come up into pull. So we're trying to pull our leg back up towards us. So we're going to go onto our back, bring our leg up straight, just the one, straight in the knee, and we're going to pull on the band back towards us, trying to get our foot up that way. Keep the knee straight and pull it as far as you feel like you can. From here, we're then going to do 2 movements. So the first movement we're going to do is we're going to bend our knee and bring our leg forward, backwards that way more. And then we're just going to straighten from there. And then we're going to bend again. Try and bring your knee back and your foot back towards your head more. And then straighten. As you straighten, you should really start to feel the pull on the hamstring. And we're just going to do that 3 times. The second one we're going to do is keeping our legs straight. So both legs straight, right leg straight on the floor, left leg straight up. Is we're just going to use our foot. So keep nice tight resistance on the band. And we're trying to pull away back down towards our foot this time. So pulling away on the band. Try not to move too much. So keep pulling the band nice and tight. And then relax off. And as you relax off, just pull on the band to try and get your foot a little bit further. And then again, pull away from your face. And then as you relax off, pull back towards your face. You should find that each time you relax and pull on the band, your leg is able to go a little bit further. Proprioceptive facilitation, that is called PNF stretching. Really, really good for increasing that elasticity. Repeat onto the other side. So again, left leg straight onto the floor, right leg up. And then to start with, just pull the band and then bend the knee, bring it a little bit more and push up. Bend the knee and push up 3 times. Try and get that knee straight. And bend and then push up. And then into our PNF stretching. So we're going to pull on the band and then we're going to pull away with our leg. And then as we relax our leg, we're going to try and pull the band a little bit more, get that leg higher up. And go same again. So try and pull away and then relax and pull in. And we're going to repeat that 3 times. So pull away. Relax and pull the band in. And then relax down. From here, we're going to go back into our quads and we're going to focus on the TFL a little bit here as well. So, if we lie onto our side, drop the body down and then just pull our leg back round to go into a normal quad stretch. Ignore the dry cupping marks on my leg. So, pull the leg back round and you should start to feel that pull along the quad. Once you feel it in the quad a little bit, you want to then bring your opposite leg up and over on the knee and just pull that knee down towards the floor. And then again, try and pull the knee back round so you're pulling it towards your glute. And you should feel from there, you feel it in the quad. Once you do that, you start to feel it across the hip as well. So targeting that TFL muscle. One of the hip flexors is a really, really important muscle for cycling. Again, we're going to hold for a few seconds. Hello. And then go again. So pull back round with the quad, down with the other leg, breathe, relax into the stretch. And then relax off. And we're going to go once more. So pulling back around with my knee and down. And then swap sides, so roll onto your right hip. And then again, pull your leg up and under towards your glute. Feel that in the quad, and then bring your other leg up, push it down to the floor and feel it move onto the outside of your hip. And repeat for 3 reps. Right. You're not trying to stress the body, so you'll feel the stretch. You should feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't feel painful. Your body should be happy with that movement. Relaxing into the stretch as you allow the Golgi organ tendons and the muscle spindles within. Allow the lengthening or the elasticity within the muscle. Okay, relax down. Back onto the hamstrings, and again, this is where we can have a variation using the Swiss ball or using the box. The Swiss ball is slightly harder, but I'll show you that variation in a minute. So, if you've done the running one for stride length, you'd have seen something similar. So all it's going to be is a glute bridge in effect, but up onto a box, and it's going to be single leg. So into this position with your feet, so if you're using the sofa, feet up on the sofa, and then from there, hands down, get your core nice and tight, engage your glutes. One leg, so left leg up, in this case, right leg is just going to squeeze and push you up, and you want to get your body nice and aligned here. Hold, and back down, and then up again, and hold, keep breathing, and back down, and up again, and back down. We're going to repeat that 3 times, and then we're going to swap our legs. So right leg is going to go up and back down. Feel it a little bit in the glute, a little bit in the hamstring. Notice it's just my heel that is on the ball or the sofa or the box in this case. And again, straight up. Try and keep your right leg nice and straight as you do that. Again, nice and solid with your core and your glutes through there. If you want to advance that slightly, we can move on to the Swiss ball. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. Because the ball is round, it's going to try and roll away. So we're going to need to use our core a little bit more. So slightly harder doing it on the Swiss ball. I'll show you with my left because it's closer to the camera. So again, heel onto the ball. Right leg nice and straight. And then from there, just push up. And you can see straight away, that's a lot harder. I'm starting to wobble. And then come back down. And again, we're going to repeat that on my right. So I'm going to find the middle of the ball, get my balance, straight up my leg, and then squeeze up. And then back down. You can progress from the sofa or the box onto the Swiss ball if you like. If you want to go straight to the Swiss ball, fine. If you're happier on the box to start with, that is a lot more difficult. So find whichever you're more comfortable with. From here, we're going to go back onto the quads one more time. And we're going to effectively do just a variation of the quad stretch we did before. So this time we want to roll ourselves out, bring our leg back underneath our body, and then just straighten up our torso and try and lean back a little bit more. By having our leg out to the side, we're focusing on the vastus lateralis muscle. We use this a lot when we cycle, and it can get quite tight. If you're experiencing knee pain when you ride, then this is a really good movement to try and overcome that. So tucking our leg, if you want to move your ankle because you're getting sore, if you're getting a cramp in your foot, which can happen sometimes, just move your ankle out to the side. And again, the further back we lean, the more it's going to go into our hip flexor. So it'll come up a little bit higher and into the top, just there. Again, we're going to go into the position 3 times, just relax when we get there, and then we're going to swap legs. So tuck it back underneath you, straighten up your torso, and then drop yourselves back down. Nice deep breath when you're in the stretch. Relax off, back in, and then each time we come here, just try and squeeze and move that little bit more with your torso. The further down you go, the more it's going to stretch. And relax off, and then once more. Okay. Last 2 movements we're going to go through. So we're now going to come into the hips and the glutes. So you want to be from The seated position, so start quite low down. You're going to bring your leg up and over, so just catch your ankle, so your ankle bone, the bony point that you can feel, you'll just want to catch that onto your knee, and then squeeze your knee further into your chest. The further in you come, the more that's going to stretch. So I'm stretching my right glute here. And then when I'm in that position, I can just oscillate with my hip, so just bouncing it up and down, and I can just feel that starting to work the outside of my hip. Again, bringing my knee closer to my chest just to advance that stretch. And then I'm just going to swap that one over, so left ankle over right knee, bring my right knee towards my chest, and then again just oscillate a little bit tighter on this side. I just want to start to roll, get that rotation into my hips. And then swap back over, and just keep rotating through that. Do 3 on each side, and just spend as much time as you feel necessary on each. So for me, I'm going to spend a bit more time on my left, because I can feel, for whatever reason, that is a little bit tighter. Again, second, third time you come to it, it should feel a little bit more easier, a little bit more flexible. Okay, so last time on each. From here, especially because this one is quite tight, I'm just going to go back onto the floor, and then I'm just going to pull my knee up into my chest, and again, just exaggerating that stretch. So you're going to reach through and pull that in. So again, using my opposite knee to pull that ankle, really get that rotation. You can, if you prefer, go into that position as well. So pushing here and then pulling with my right hand, pulling a foot back towards me and pushing my knee away. Really trying to rotate around. I prefer doing it that way, but it's up to you. And then do that. Same on the right. Again, variation. You can push with your right and pull with your foot, or you can just bring your knee back in, whatever you find easier. From here, the last movement we're going to do is into downward dog. Nice stretch of the posterior chain, and we're just going to again oscillate, so try and get a little walking motion going, and try and move your hands and feet closer together just to get that stretch going up the posterior chain. And again, spend as much time as you feel necessary in that position. And just keep moving throughout. And there we go. So really, really good routine to keep you comfortable on the bike. If you've been struggling with your position, do this for a few days or a few weeks before going and get your bike changed. It is normally the body that's changing, not the bike. So try and do that on a regular basis. Really, really will help if you're trying to get more aerodynamic on the bike, or if you're just trying to be more comfortable and put out a little bit more power, especially in the seated position. Really, really good way of getting your body and your bike in one. So give that a go. Let us know how you get on. Hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.